All right, let's dive into Middle-earth, shall we? Today, we're unpacking a story that is an absolute classic, J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit. This is a tale all about a super dangerous journey, a truly terrifying dragon, and, maybe most importantly, how even the smallest, most unlikely person can dig deep and find the courage to face it all. So here's the big question that sits at the very heart of this story. It's something our hero, Bilbo Baggins, is going to have to figure out whether he likes it or not. Because, let's be real, sometimes adventure just shows up on your doorstep. No invitation necessary. And just like that, the adventure kicks off. You know how it goes. It all starts with a knock on the door. A simple sound, right? But this one is about to completely turn a very cozy, very predictable life upside down. So let's meet our guy, Bilbo Baggins. He's a hobbit, and if you know anything about hobbits, you know they are all about the simple things: peace, quiet, and a pantry that is absolutely bursting with food. His whole life in his comfy little hobbit hole is perfectly organized and, well, predictable. And honestly, that's exactly how he wants it. Okay, so picture this. On one hand, you've got Bilbo's world, all warm fires and good meals. And then, on the other hand, you have the world that's about to literally crash his dinner party. We're talking about a ridiculously dangerous quest, brought to him by the wizard Gandalf and a whole company of 13 dwarves. Their mission? To get their stolen treasure back from a dragon. Yeah, these two worlds were definitely not supposed to mix. So the mission is pretty straightforward, but also insane. The dwarves, led by this very proud and noble guy named Thorin Oakenshield, have to take back their kingdom and all its treasure from a dragon named Smaug, who's holed up under the Lonely Mountain. And their secret weapon, their designated burglar for the job, you guessed it, our respectable, adventure-hating hobbit, Bilbo Baggins. Makes perfect sense, right? So against his better judgment, Bilbo goes along with them. And the journey gets dangerous, like right away. And it all leads to this one crucial moment, a super fateful encounter deep, deep underground that is going to change not just his life, but, well, everything. Yeah, the comforts of the Shire are long gone. The reality of this whole quest just smacks them in the face. I mean, they're almost cooked and eaten by trolls, they get captured by goblins inside the Misty Mountains, and then they're chased by a pack of nasty wolves. This is definitely not the scenic route. In all the chaos of escaping the goblins, Bilbo gets knocked out and totally separated from everyone else. He wakes up all alone in the pitch-black darkness of these tunnels, and it's down there, in the dark, that he runs into this strange, slimy creature named Gollum, who lives by himself next to a cold, dark underground lake. But wait, right before he meets Gollum, as he's just blindly feeling his way through the dark, his hand lands on something small and cold on the floor of the cave. He just pockets it, not thinking much of it. But he has no idea. He has just stumbled upon a secret that is going to change the entire fate of Middle-earth. What he found was a ring, but not just any ring. It's a magical ring that makes whoever wears it completely invisible. And this little trinket becomes absolutely crucial when Bilbo and Gollum get into this super tense game of riddles. The stakes? If Bilbo wins, Gollum has to show him the way out. But if he loses, well, he becomes Gollum's next meal. And it's thanks to the ring's power that Bilbo manages to get away. It's a secret he holds onto for a very, very long time. Now, with this ring in his pocket, something in Bilbo starts to shift. He's not just the scared little hobbit from the Shire anymore. He's changing, and that brand new courage he's found, it's about to face its biggest test yet. And you can really see him leveling up here. In this spooky forest called Mirkwood, he literally saves all the dwarves by himself from giant spiders, just using his brain and his ring. And then, when they all get captured and thrown in the dungeons of the Wood Elves, who comes up with the brilliant escape plan? Bilbo does! He's really stepping up and becoming a hero. And at last, they make it. They're at the Lonely Mountain, and since Bilbo is the official burglar, it's his job to sneak in, alone. He creeps into the dragon's lair, and there he is, Smaug. This massive, terrifyingly smart dragon just snoozing on a literal mountain of gold and treasure. Now, you'd think he'd just freeze, right? But he doesn't. He uses his hobbit smarts. He starts talking to the dragon, flattering him, using riddles, playing right into Smaug's massive ego. And he actually tricks the dragon into showing off, making him roll over and reveal this one tiny unarmored spot on his chest. And that one little piece of information, it changes everything. Because when Smaug gets furious and flies off to attack the nearby lake town,
that knowledge gets passed on, and it allows a hero, an archer named Bard, to aim his last arrow with perfect precision, one shot, right to the weak spot. And just like that, the great dragon is slain. So, the dragon's dead, quest complete, right? Woo! Well, not so fast. The story is nowhere near over, because with the big bad monster out of the picture, a whole new problem is about to bubble up. And this one is all about human and dwarf and elven greed.
And this quote from Thorin himself really just hits the nail on the head for what happens next. The dragon is gone, but now there's this mountain of treasure, and it becomes an obsession, especially for Thorin. He gets this dragon sickness, this greed, and he absolutely refuses to share a single coin with the people of Laketown or the elves, even though they helped and suffered because of Smaug. Things get so tense that the dwarves, elves, and men are literally about to go to war with each other over the gold. But just before they can start fighting, a massive army of goblins and their wolf-like wargs comes pouring down from the mountains. This forces everyone to stop and team up against a common enemy. And this is the Battle of Five Armies. And this right here, this might just be Bilbo's bravest moment of all. He wants to stop his friends from fighting each other, so he does something unthinkable. He secretly takes the Arkenstone, the single most valuable gem in the entire treasure, and gives it to the other side to use for negotiation. He puts his own life on the line, risking Thorin's fury, all for a shot at peace. In the huge battle that follows, Thorin is fatally wounded, and in his last moments, the greed finally fades away. He sees his mistake, and he forgives Bilbo, telling him that his friendship and his courage were worth more than all the gold in the mountain. That was the real treasure. So, the battle is over, the treasure is finally shared fairly, and after this long, crazy, harrowing journey, it's time for our hero to finally go home.
And just look at the difference. It's a total transformation. The Bilbo who left his comfy hobbit hole was, a bit timid, loved his routines. The Bilbo who comes back, he's courageous, he's wise, and he has a little spark of adventure in him now. He's still a hobbit, for sure. He still loves his home, but the journey has changed him right down to his core.
So, what's the big takeaway from The Hobbit? Well, its messages are still so relevant. It tells us that real courage can pop up in the most unexpected people. It hammers home that friendship and loyalty are way more valuable than any pile of gold. And maybe the most powerful message of all, it shows us that even the smallest, most ordinary person can step up and change the whole course of the future.
And that kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. Bilbo's whole world changed because of an unexpected knock at his door. So it makes you think, doesn't it? What could happen if we decided to step just a little bit outside of our own comfy hobbit holes? What incredible story is out there, just waiting for us to answer the door?